Hello, my name is Frank Salerno, and I am the Director of Elementary Education here in the Upper Darby School District. I will highlight the presentation which will illustrate the Board-approved Elementary School 2020-2021 school year flexible schedule. This was voted on and approved by the Board of School Directors at the Tuesday, July 14th virtual school board meeting. On slide 2, you will see that the primary objectives for the elementary flexible schedule include the student and staff safety. This is paramount to everything else in our plan. We are going to do our very best to make sure that we maintain CDC recommended guidelines for in-school social distancing and providing clean spaces for our staff and students to access the educational environment. We are also committed to making sure that we create an equal amount of in-person instructional opportunities for all K-5 students. Importantly, we also want to make sure that all families are aware that if for any reason they do not wish to have their child participate in the flexible brick-and-mortar schedule option, Upper Darby School District is committed to offering a synchronous virtual option. If families decide to proceed with the virtual-only option, their child will be assigned a cohort and a teacher at their home school, just like students who are opting into the flexible schedule option. The virtual students will access the core content synchronously, live with their peers who are attending in person in the areas of reading and mathematics. All students who are in the flexible schedule option will receive breakfast and lunch. Morning students, when they arrive, will get their breakfast when they arrive at the building and eat in their classrooms, and upon departure, they will receive their bagged lunch. And for the afternoon cohort, students will receive lunch when they arrive, eat their lunch in the classroom, and when they leave, they will get breakfast for the following day. Anytime the students are not in school will be considered distance learning time. For example, if a student is a part of the morning cohort, in the afternoon, they will participate in synchronous through the special subject area teachers and asynchronous in Schoology for social studies and science learning opportunities. Also on Wednesday, on the day that the students are not in session, they will work with teachers during teacher office hours to get caught up on any work that they are missing or have questions on. And they will also get caught up on any synchronous opportunities they may have missed through special subject areas and asynchronous opportunities for social studies or science. Again, all special subject classes and social studies and science classes will be provided virtually for all students. Special subject classes will be taught by the special subject teachers synchronously. And social studies and science, again, will be accessed asynchronously through the Schoology platform. Our face-to-face instructional time is going to vary from approximately 40% in grades 1 to 5 to 80% for kindergarten of what the normal schedule would typically be. Reading and math will be the primary focus during live in-person instructional time. Given the short amount of time students will be participating at the school level, or if parents provide or opt for the virtual learning opportunity virtually, reading and math is going to be the primary focus. The special programs, including autistic support, life skills, and multidisability for grades 1 through 5, will be in session for 4 full days. So this is the only exception to the flexible schedule option, and the AM and PM cohort will be for our special programs. And we will also target class size averages that will be approximately 12 to 14 students per classroom across all K-5 classes. Some of the highlights of the elementary flexible learning schedule. Again, 4 days per week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. All students are going to be scheduled for either a morning or an afternoon cohort. Students will not flip back and forth at the elementary level between morning and afternoon cohorts. These cohorts will remain consistent throughout the duration of the flexible schedule. An important note that Hillcrest, Westbrook Park, Primus, Aronimink, Garrettford, and Stonehurst Hills will offer kindergarten programming. So all of the aforementioned schools will have K-5 programming in their buildings. This is different as in previous years only Hillcrest, Westbrook Park, and Primus had kindergarten at their schools. We are adding kindergarten programming to Aronimink, Garrettford, and Stonehurst Hills. Please note that only a portion of Stonehurst Hills kindergarten students will attend the kindergarten center, and this is based on the space availability and the availability of personnel at that school. All kindergarten students whose home school is Hillcrest, Westbrook Park, Primus, Aronimink, and Garrettford will attend kindergarten at the home school during the flexible schedule option. All students, again, will attend 4 in-person half-day sessions each week, every day except Wednesday. The morning cohort will run from 8:30 until 11:30. There will be a 1-hour transition in between the morning and afternoon session, and then the PM cohort will come in and attend from 12:30 until 3:30. All families at the elementary level will be on the same cohort cycle. So, if families have multiple children attending at the elementary level, for example, a first grader and also a fourth grader, we are going to make certain that all students in that family are on either the AM or the PM cohort. We will not have in-person instruction on Wednesdays. However, it's important to note that this is not a day off for teachers or for students. The teachers will be participating in professional development, planning and preparation time, and will be offering virtual teacher office hours. Students will be accessing, again, that asynchronous instruction, going back to their social studies and science courses, making sure they're caught up on all of the work, going back to, if they missed out on, any sort of synchronous instruction opportunities for special subject areas, which we will have recorded and available to students, and can work with teachers one-on-one in office hour situations to make sure that they ask questions for clarification or any sort of extra support that they may need. Lastly, it's important to note that Upper Darby School District is exploring childcare opportunities for families with children in grades K through 3. We will provide an update and more information about these childcare opportunities as they become available. This next slide shows a sample elementary school schedule for a student in Cohort 1, the morning AM in-person cohort, and in Cohort 2, a student who would be in Cohort 2, the PM in-person cohort. As you can see on the left, Cohort 1, the student would arrive at school at approximately 8:30, and from 8:30 to 9:10, we would have the arrival routine, breakfast in the classroom, and morning meeting time. We would then transition directly into our ELA and reading time for about an hour, and then from there transition to mathematics from 10:10 until 11:30, and in addition to that, we built in some extra time for pack-up and dismissal. That would be the in-person Cohort 1 example. Students would then transition back to home. We would have synchronous specials happening. For example, this is just a draft, but potentially from 12:30 to 1:15 in the areas of art, music, or PE. And then the student would access their asynchronous social studies or science content via the Schoology online learning platform. Conversely, on the right-hand side, you can see Cohort 2, a child who's in the afternoon cohort. They would access their asynchronous lessons in the morning from home, their synchronous lessons live from one of their specials teachers, also in the morning from home, and then transition to school in the afternoon at 12:30 and go through that same routine as the AM cohort went through in the afternoon. Please remember that if families are opting for the virtual-only option, it is our desire to provide them with synchronous learning opportunities. So, if your child is virtual only and in the AM cohort, they will still access the live instruction just as students would in the brick and mortar setting from 8:30 to 11:30. Same would hold true for the afternoon virtual only student who would be assigned to an afternoon cohort. The following 12 slides highlight the school-specific cohort maps, highlighting cohort 1 in blue, which will be the morning cohort, and cohort 2 in yellow for the afternoon cohort. You can see a slide for each of the schools, starting with Aronimink and going to Bywood, then to Charles Kelly, Garrettford, Highland Park, Hillcrest, the Kindergarten Center cohort map, Primus, Senco, the Stonehurst Hills cohort map, and a separate map for Stonehurst Hills Kindergarten. Again, because these students on this map in these geographic areas will attend the AM in blue cohort kindergarten at Stonehurst and PM in yellow kindergarten at Stonehurst. The other area representing Stonehurst Hills Elementary School, not color-coded in this map, will attend the Kindergarten Center and can be viewed on the Kindergarten Center cohort map. Continuing, we have the Westbrook Park cohort map. And the next slide is a representation of the typical week for all K-5 Upper Darby School District elementary students, either cohort 1 in the morning or cohort 2 in the afternoon. The last two slides show a visual representation of the weeks that include a holiday or professional development day. In an effort to maximize the live in-person instruction for the students, the cohorts scheduled for the off day during the week will have their brick and mortar learning day moved to Wednesday. So you can see a few examples highlighted here on this slide. The next slide again is a continuation of the previous slide for information for the weeks that include a holiday or a professional development day, again in an effort to maximize the in-person instructional time for all students. We thank you for your attention to this presentation, and if you have any questions, we encourage you to visit our district website and access the Frequently Asked Question tab. Thank you very much for your participation, and have a great evening.